Kia ora everyone, and once again I have to refresh the chat boxes because it didn't work. Hey. Refresh all that. Hopefully things will start coming across now. Yeah, something about my internet. It has difficulty connecting, so certain things I have to keep refreshing until it decides it can find it and it can connect. And I think the chat box is going to be one of them. Let's just jump over to the art screen, since this is the one I care about and I don't want to have to jump over here again later on. Thank you for keeping on booping, Smolk. It'll come up eventually. There we go. Boop boops. It found the boop boops. Right, YouTube. Hi, Winter. Has it found YouTube? There we go. Yay, it found things. And then I forgot to do the other test, and we'll just use the social command. Cool. Alright, well, at least Streamlabs is awake today. Yeah, there's something, like, every time I open up my OBS, I get, like, this alert that it can't connect to Twitch because the ping to Twitch is timing out. Because, like, it will get there, it's just slow. And OBS is impatient, and it's like, nope, it didn't happen within 5 milliseconds, so nope. And so, yeah, it's just like... And then when I jump on, I've realised that the chat boxes need to be refreshed, and a few things have to be refreshed to force that connection. But it doesn't matter how much I do it offline, it appears it has to be done live, so it's fine. It will keeping on. This is kind of why we start early, so I can just get all this technical stuff out of the way. Right, so let's actually say proper kia oras to everyone that's here nice and early. So of course Smolt, the Smod, the wonderful Smod, hello. Winter 89 colours on both Twitch and YouTube as well. Love the dual hanging out. Appreciate you dearly for being here. Susie Cooper, Mandy, hello. Kia ora, thank you for the happy birthday. It was, I don't know dates, but it was on the 8th, so it was a little while ago, but we're still carrying on with the monthly freebie. I'm also trying to work out which freebie I want to do next month. I have a couple of artists that I know I'm going to use throughout the year. A couple artists I want to use at certain points, but I still have to find more artists, and I haven't decided because next month is February, which is often done as February. So I'm like, I could do a theory, but we did a portrait this month, and I do want to kind of change it up. So the plan would be to do something that isn't a portrait next month, whether it be like an animal, a landscape, but it's February. So it's like, do I make an exception for February since it's Fae, but then also a lot of people do Fae for February? Like, I haven't quite decided that one yet. So yeah, but technically the next one would be a landscape or an animal or just something, so we don't do portraiture every month. As much as I love Lana Green's portraiture and I could just do a whole year of doing her freebies, it's also about having different artists. So yeah. Your birthday, oops, I missed it. No, that's all good. I was actually sick for my birthday week, so I barely streamed during my birthday. So most people missed it. The plan was to stream during my birthday week, but I was very, very sick. Still dealing with hay fever and not feeling great. I haven't been feeling great for most of the month, so lots of flaring up, lots of pain, lots of feeling just genuinely run down. So yeah, it's been a fun month. I had plans for so much on my birthday, and then nah, so that's okay. We'll see. You know, there's always other months. I did talk about potentially doing a charity stream, which I will run at some point, and I've got different plans for the charity stream. Yeah, I do. I'm not sure if I just wait until March and do another mental health march, which is something I did 2 years ago, and then last year I had to actually take March off for my own mental health, so I didn't do it in March. But yeah, it's quite, I'm not sure if I want to do the Mental Health Foundation New Zealand again or another charity. There's a few different ones. I obviously really love raising money for Starship, which is our local children's hospital, but they also get a lot of donations, so yeah, it's, I don't know, there's a lot of like, I could, but I'm also aware that I shouldn't settle on anything too solid right now, just with how fragile I've been. There's a few things that I'm aware about with my own health, and one of them is when I start getting what I call the forest witch cravings, which is when I really, really want to just go and live in the cabin in the woods and disconnect from everything and be a forest witch, and that's usually a sign that I'm starting to get a bit overwhelmed and I need to take a break. So we're just being very gentle on ourselves at the moment. Chai, hello. Feeling all so cozying up? Sorry to hear that, Chai. I hope you feel better soon. You gotta take care of yourself. You do. And I know one of my strengths is recognizing my own tendencies and my own patterns, and being able to identify where I am and recognizing those steps. It doesn't mean I always follow through, but I am very good at recognizing where I am and going, no, I need to do this. And it's something that a lot of doctors have always commented on, is that I know me, and I'm not afraid to say, I'm here, I need this. So, because sometimes having that self-insight isn't something a lot of people have, and they will just keep pushing until you're at the bottom of the cliff, basically. And I'm pretty good at recognizing, no, I'm on the edge of the cliff, or I'm way back here, or I'm about halfway down. So that is, I know, one of my abilities that I'm very proud of. It's taken a long time to get to those insights, and I don't always listen to them. I'm human. I will push myself further than I should, but I do know that it is a skill, and it's something to be very proud of when you can recognize and communicate that you're at this point. So yeah. But yeah, so as such, I'm not making any concrete plans right now. I ended up, one of my buddies messaged me because they're having a bit of difficulty this month completing our buddy, and I was like, honest to God, I've only managed to work on it by doing 5 minutes at a time, because that's as far as my concentration will go. So if you just want to push this another month, let's push it another month. So that's helped a lot. Basically all the colouring I've done has been either I've been in a specific mood to work on that page, or if I try to colour 5 minutes and I've been like zoning out a lot. I actually messaged Small and a couple other people, because I was like, my room is in chaos and I think it's affecting my brain, because it was, since I'd done the complete collection tour, I had every book off the shelf, and books that were on the shelf were just piled in wherever there was space. Like, there was no order, there was nothing to it, and I was like, I'm pretty sure this is also not helping with how overwhelmed I feel right now. So I did finally sit down last night and rearrange the shelves. I have rearranged some of the art rooms so that I now have 2 more shelves, because one thing I noticed filming my complete collection tour is a lot of the books, especially the books with Mod Podge Extreme glitter, the pages were starting to stick together because they were packed in so tightly. So I have separated out, made a lot more room on the shelves, and I think I kind of want to get, like, I've taken 2 more shelves of another 3 cube unit, but I kind of want to get another 3 cube unit to stick in the row, or swap my 3 cube units to maybe 4 or 5 cube units. I don't know. Storage. I was like, there's so much more storage here, and now I'm like, but I need more storage. Yeah, pain isn't easy mentally or physically. It is not, Susie. It is not. And it's worth acknowledging that the journey can be tough. But we just take it one step at a time. Even if it's just one step, it's one step. Today is a butter kind of day. Took my baby brother for a day drive to the next town over. Went to a cafe there and essentially rated their pastry case of their croissant. Yum. Oh, croissants. I have not had a good croissant in ages. Are you a sweet or savory croissant person? Like, I was raised for the very few times we had croissants, and I want to keep them this, like, in my up to about age 25, I think I had croissants twice. So they were not a common thing, but both times I had sweet croissants. And after my 20s, I would maybe occasionally have them, and they were always sweet croissants. And then it was not until like nearly my 30s that I found out you could make savory croissants, and they were a thing. And I was like, but no, they always get served with jam. They're always with jam. They're always with like a sweet berry jam or chocolate. And it blew my mind that there were savory croissants. It makes sense. It works. I love a savory croissant now, but it's still very weird to me because my concept of croissants was just jam, because that was how I grew up. Yeah. Cindy Peel, hello, welcome in. The more storage you have, the more you need. It's a paradox. You are correct, Winter. That is correct. Sweet or savory? Yes. I like that answer, Smolk. Just yes. Savory croissants, cheese croissants. Savory croissant is the best. The flaky, buttery flavour. Yes. Oh, BD, I'm sorry. I hope you feel better soon. But you know you're always welcome here, and you don't even have to, you can just vibe. Just vibe. We're just vibes today. Make it a breakfast sandwich, and I will be wearing those flaky bits all day. Oh. Might have to get a croissant now. Don't I have the spinach and feta croissant? Yum. I still have a chocolate, Nutella, almond, and maple pecan. Yum. I wish maple flavors were more common here. Like, I found some maple popcorn around Christmas time, but it was like they had sprayed it with maple scent. That's how lacking it was in flavour for this popcorn. It was some sort of fancy gourmet natural popcorn. So it did actually have maple in it, but it was very, very light. And I was like, you're not the maple hit I'm looking for. Yeah. Sweet with Nutella? Yes. Again, we grew up quite restricted on funds, so the only reason I had any croissants as a kid was because my aunt brought them, and we only had jam. We never had Nutella. And then when I was older and I could buy them myself, I used to have them with Nutella, and I was like, this is good. I'm with you on croissants with Nutella. Glad you're here to vibe. I'm having some cramp. Oh. Yeah, no, it definitely is not. Maple flavor is not the same as the maple by those maple drops. It is not. It is very not. It is very, very, very not the same flavor. And that even makes it harder. But, you know, we cope. So, it is 9 o'clock. We are here to keep working on our sweet little birthday girl. So I did finish up the skin off camera just because it was the exact same process that I'd shown on the face, and I was just like, I'm just going to get this done, because one night I just really wanted to do that. I was hoping to get the pencils away, and I did not. I still have pencils all over the desk, and I have even more pencils all over the desk now. So yeah, so we still have to do the hat and the dress. We still have to do the balloons, the hair, and the rainbow flowers. I'm kind of thinking if we do the rainbow flowers, then we can also do the hair, because it will be the same colours, and then that blue could also tie into the blue of the ribbons. So that's kind of where my head's at in terms of trying to work our way around. So we'll work on these today, and then we just have to tackle the red, which is going to be a lot of red. If I at least show the colour palette on screen, I can finish it off screen if I'm in the mood. So, let's get rid of the highlighter. Let's bring over the extension. Let's get rid of the biro. Hope everyone gets through your sick and H's soon. Me too. I had no idea until a friend made me have a crepe one day while working. Now I have that craving every time I see a crepe place. Ooh. Crepes are also another recent find. Also very, very tasty. My niece saw this the other day and wanted to know how you colour so well and made her look so pretty. Aww. Well, luckily, there's a whole lot of odds. So we also still have to do the lips as well, but I can do them a bit later on. Alright, since I've got a bunch of purple out here, we'll start with the purple. We want really damn sharp pencils here because we're working pretty thin. So I have mauve, I have violet, and I have black. The mauve is pretty much invisible on the page, which is fantastic, because that can work as a little bit of a blender if we need to. So I'm using the mauve to kind of create sort of that flower texture. If you look at petals, sometimes they have those little ridges. And there's actually a bit of texture to petals. Even if they're smooth, they do still have a bit of texture. So I'll try and create that with the mauve. It is pretty tiny around here. And then what our black is going to be is our direct shadows. So anywhere things are overlapping, we could probably actually save this one to the end. We might save that to the end. Sammy! Hello, hello. Welcome in. And we have Hannah, Renee, and Annie. I'm here for now. Can't stay long till I have a job interview in a couple hours. That is so exciting, Annie. Best of luck. I hope it goes well and, you know, you end up with a job. Provided the job is what you want and a good fit. Damn it, I forgot to message Sammy before I went live. That was on my list of things to do. I only woke up like bang on 8 o'clock. just like rolled out of bed, made coffee, and then was like, cool, stream set up. Alright, so I used a little bit of the violet to merge it into the pink, and now I've got a, is this fuchsia? Yeah, fuchsia. And I'm going to use that to help blend out the purple, but this will help gradiate our colours across. Doesn't have to blend too well here. It's the here where we need to really focus on the blends a bit more. Alright, do have some reds out. While cleaning up, I also found my nub jar, so I can finally put away all the nubs. I have a jar where I put my tiny little pencils. Some of these I could probably scrape a little bit more out of if I needed to. I have no idea what I'm doing with them, but I just can't bear to throw them out because water. I can't even tell you what colour this is. It is 194 if that helps you. It is too short. Guess what happened earlier this week? Twitch Rex did an awesome and recommended me to someone who is also just as much into rocks as minerals and has so many rock things on their channel. And oh my god, love her vibes already. That is fantastic, Chai. That is so cool. Rock friends. Yeah. Oh, damn it. Here's a little flea hanging around. Unfortunately, it's summer and we have a section of bush that does have a bit of a flea nest that Shadow likes to go and hang into. We do flea him regularly, but it's pretty difficult in summer. There you are. Drown. It's not too bad. There's just the occasional flea that likes to jump off, and of course I had to pet him this morning. I think he gets flea treatment like in the next couple of days anyway, so God, I love the summer. Right, I don't have any orange out, so we do need an orange. Okay, it's already past 9 AM. Gonna go and at least get dressed and wash my teeth and brush my face. Yes, sometimes those little things can be very useful for just making you feel that little bit better. Hope it helps. Alright, we'll bring a little bit of this dark cadmium orange into the yellow. Can't really see it on the orange at all. It's not really going to be dark enough. I need fish tray. You'll work. You'll give us a bit of contrast on the yellow, act as a bit of a shadow. As cute as the rainbow flowers are, it does make a lot more work because of course every section has its own little area of shadowing and shading. Different colors you need to pull out, but that's okay because I like the rainbow flowers. Alright, green. I finally found the permanent green that was missing from my case. I have no idea why it was loose or why it was missing from my case, but I found it, so that's the main thing. A little bit of pine just to sort of deepen that up a bit. So I'm not worrying too much about like the shadows that are created. I'm just trying to put in the like shape of the flower petals at this stage, because we'll also do a consistent shadow across everything for overlapping petals and bits and pieces, and we'll just want to get the colors in of each of the rainbow flowers. I also realised that I should bring you in a bit closer, and I have not opened up my stream deck to do this. Right, so this blue is more of a sky greeny blue. We want to leave the royally blues for to here. Oh, don't you try and update. I don't want to update right now. Remind me later, thank you. Everything needs updating today, I swear. Right, now I can zoom you in a bit. Nice sharp pencils. Okay, and then I knew I had a grey out somewhere. This page is looking so cute and fun. Thank you. I really, really like how it's progressing. Use a little bit of grey to just add the shadows on the flower. So keeping in mind that the light source that Lana has created is coming in from the left here. I'm imagining these like a ring with a divot in the middle, almost like a donut. That's how they look like they're being sketched to me. So we're darkening the center divot more towards the left and then shading down the right bottom. So those are the two areas that would be missing being hit by light. Do you have an idea for the background? I'm kind of thinking maybe I'll just pull out some watercolors and do some sort of rainbow or some inks and spread it out. I could pull out like iridescent watercolors or yeah, not 100% sure. There's a lot of different options. I do feel like it needs something in the background. Leaning towards inks and just having different colors and letting it all pull together, so working very carefully around the edges and then letting it spread out and just do it in the rainbow colors. Using a little bit of black, not too heavy on the black because it will dull our rainbow, but a little bit of black to sort of indicate shadows from where petals overlap each other, the center donut. Feel like she needs rainbow confetti pieces and a soft background. I mean, I have like sort of a rainbow confetti glittery paint, but it's a gel paint and it will put a color like this. It leaves this weird texture, so I'm not a big fan of it, but it is quite fun for background. I do have my actual glitters, so I could do like rainbow glitter. I could also drop in stuff as well. Yeah. Marilyn, hello, hello. I'll keep working and lurking, but figured I'd say hi. All good, Marilyn. You enjoy your lurk. May your work go smoothly. Yeah, it's hard to decide a background, but we'll figure it out. Soft could be a good option because then I won't have to worry about the colours competing if I went more pastel for the background. As much as I struggle with pastels. But I could do something pastel in the background. Oh, YouTube's not connecting again. Why are you doing this, YouTube? Thank you, Smalt, for recognising that. There it is, there. Ever accidentally filmed a full page color along? I did this morning. I threw the camera on with the intention just doing a quick channel update, and now I'm waiting for like 4 hours worth of footage to upload to my editing software. Oh noes. I mean, I've definitely filmed things and it's meant to be just a quick video and then it turns into massive marathons as well. Being like, oh, this will be a quick film, and then it's like, 16 hours of footage to speed up now. YouTube just needs a booping. Yeah. Where did I get that bruise? Should probably call my uncle and find out if I need to fly for Alaska to get the cameras up for this year. Yes, yes. Must be coming up to that time soon. We did talk about last time also giving her glitter freckles. That was something that I was like contemplating as well. Because I do have like this glitter here. I've got like slightly chunky blue glitter. Of course that's the wrong blue though, really. It needs to be more of a royal blue. It was like, should be cute if she had some little glitter freckles. Okay, there's the centre of our flowers. We could also add in sparkle to our flowers. There's lots of potential for embellishments at the end. But for now, we can carry on with the hair. So, yeah, March. They typically lay eggs in April, so we need to be out of the trees by then. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Glitter freckles, yeah. I might have to pull out like my loose glitters just to see what I've got. Obviously, I've got my stickles as well, and I could use my finger and like dab it in place. If I have a matching bigger glitter, I could also drop in some extra pieces. Because, you know, freckles are different sizes. So we could use the stickles for thin, and then we might be able to use loose glitter for some bigger ones or something. I don't know. We'll look at that at the end for embellishments. Alright, so now we're going to start on here, which is, I love colouring here. So my tips for here are super, super sharp pencils. In fact, I need to find my sandpaper, which is around here somewhere. There it is. We're going to need our sandpaper. And we do lots of strokes. So I'm starting with a darker colour and working in sections. So like this section in here. In fact, let's zoom you right in. So we've got a little section here of yellow that blends into orange. So we're just focusing on that section. And if you follow like the curve of the hair, So where it starts at the back, like the recessed parts down, those parts are going to be darker, whereas the parts that are up, like the top of the curve, are going to be lighter. So with the sharp pencil, I start at the end, because this is going to be our darkest edge, and I just stroke downwards, and I'm lifting as I go out to create a taper. So we're tapering off. And I do the same thing at the bottom. I'm trying not to have my strokes end at the same point, because we want some variation in it. And it starts creating more texture. And then we can use a medium color. What grit sandpaper do you use? I have no idea which ones these are. Some of these came in a drawing kit. Oh look, this one has 240 written on it. One of my sandpaper sheets I literally stole off Samsara. She gave me a whole sheet and then I just cut it up. It's the like finest sandpaper I could find. Do you have holographic glitter? I probably do. It's me, Small. I probably do have holographic glitter. But we use a sandpaper so we can get a really sharp edge without having to sharpen our pencils down all the time. Because it doesn't really need sharpening. I just need to find a tip. And so this is our medium tone, so it's that same process again, and I will start it from the darker edge, but I'm extending it up further. Some of these pieces I might even connect. And I'm not looking to cover the whole thing, because that base yellow that we put in there, by putting in the different strokes, will give us inherently texture from all the different colours. And then you can do with a sharpen. I'm going to use ivory. I use ivory or white here. So this one, this is for our highlight area. So I start in the middle, streak it down, and then streak up from the other side to create sort of like some high points highlights. Sometimes I go in with Posca if I want a really sharp highlight, but it doesn't have that fade. Oh, core of this one's broken. It wants to snap off. And that's basically what we do. We just keep adding and darkening areas until we feel like it's dark enough. Yeah. I might be able to find the sheet. Hold up, because it's beside me. I think it's in here. It should be in here. This would be the logical place for it. Doesn't mean it actually is in here, because when do I store things logically? I know it used to be in here. Nope. It could be 280. Anywhere from 240 to 280. It's a super, super fine sandpaper. It's not like specialty pencil sandpaper or anything. It's literally just a sheet of sandpaper that you buy from the hardware store, because I needed some and so she gave me the sheet. And I just cut it up. Yeah, so yeah, just super fine sandpaper so that you can take your pencil and that way we can get a really sharp point. And we haven't had to sharpen our pencil. Just be careful of all the pencil dust, because you will get a lot of pencil dust. Hey Brittany, welcome in. I hope that it is all sorted soon. What color is this again? This is Van Dyke. This tiny, tiny little nub is Van Dyke. We are almost at retirement phase for this one. So we can use this again to deepen. I don't really need to deepen too much at the bottom there, even though I started with the bottom there. But along the top here, we do have a really strong cast shadow from this hat. So, and then the reason why I grabbed this one and sharpened this one is it's also a color we've used on our skin. It's one of the shadow colors of the skin. So the other thing I do is I work right into the edge of the hair sections with the skin shadow colors and use that to break up the edges when it's like a fringe and just deepen those shadows from the hair around here. Because again, hair has, like, I can't show you on my own, I don't have a fringe anymore, but we want to cut back into it. We don't want like a harsh blunt edge that's solid. We want to cut back into it essentially. I'm hopefully making sense explaining this. It makes sense in my brain, so I'm hoping it makes sense to y'all. And we might even pull out some white. Let's take away the grey. We don't need the grey. Now the white polychromos is a bit useless. It is very, very translucent. But on top of alcohol markers, it can show up a little bit. Sometimes pulling out a more opaque pencil like a Prisma or a Pablo would actually be a better bet. I used to do it with Prisma, but I struggled because Prismas are so soft and I could never get the sharpness that I needed. Pablos hold their shape a bit better and have a bit more opacity, so that would be a way to sort of get some little highlights in there. So I hope you can see that we've got a little bit more contrast in that yellow compared to everything else. That's how I do here. It takes a while, isn't quick, because you're essentially drawing every strand. But I've always loved how the hair looks when I do it this way. There's probably better ways to do hair out there. I know there's some people who colour hair by like actually blocking in shadows and stuff like that, but this way makes sense to me. So the other thing that I'm going to do, this yellow blend section, is I'm just going to sketch in a loose strand. It's not going to be that noticeable because it's the yellow, so it's not going to be that clear. You'll see it a bit more when we get to the blue, when we start doing some flyaways, because especially, you can see this especially in my hair this morning, hair ain't like perfectly smoothed and styled. There's a lot of flyaways, especially in these curls. We've got a couple drawn in, but we'll extend that out a little bit more. Just make it not feel so static. So I'm going to keep that Van Dyke brown and pull out our greens, and I'll just keep the yellow nearby in case I need to add in some yellow to help with the blend here. So what have I got? I got pine green. Do people in New Zealand have to file taxes yearly like people? Yes and no. So our tax system here, whoa, that whole core popped out. Cool. So our tax system here is automated. It automatically comes out of your wage, and then at the end of the year you go to IRD, which is the Internal Inland Revenue Department, sorry. They put in a yearly summary of what you've earned and reported to IRD and the tax that you've paid, and then you can put in things like donations that have write-offs. If you're a single person living alone, you get a rebate of $20 a week because your expenses are higher. So basically you just look at what they've calculated and go, cool, yep, or nah, here's a couple more things, and you press a button and you're done. Taxes here aren't a big thing like they are in the States, because I know you'll have to do a lot more. Obviously, if you are declaring on a business, like when I used to work full-time as a portraiture artist, so I was self-employed, and I had a lot more that I had to do because I had to declare the income that I'd made through the business, and then declare all my expenses, and have like to work out how much tax I had to pay and stuff like that. But even so, a lot of it's like auto calculated for you. It's still a big deal here, but it's not the rigmarole that I have heard about from my American friends. Yeah. So like for me, for my taxes, I am on a disability benefit plus I work 10 hours a week. So my disability benefit already takes my taxes out automatically. And then for my work, I automatically get a second amount deducted, which is done as a different tax rate because my disability benefit's my main employment. I get secondary tax on my work. And then at the end of the year, I go to the IRD website, I log in, and then I go, cool, I've earned X amount from, like they have this automatically because they add it up during the year because they already know because they get it from your payslip. So it's like they just go in and go, cool, yep, you earn this much from disability, you earn this much from your job. Hey, we can see when that totals together, the secondary tax rate was too high for you, so we should actually owe you some money back, and we owe you this much. And I go, cool, thank you, I'll take that money. That's my taxes. It takes 5 minutes. Very helpful. Looks great. I'm glad, Susie. I do want to... Here is another one of those things that I want to sit down and film tutorials on. Like, I don't know why, but for some reason I had in my head that if I showed a page, I needed to show the whole page, right? Which is like one of the reasons why I haven't done this marble tutorial that I've been asked so many times about, because it's like, oh, but then I'm going to have to do the whole page. And it's like, no way. I could literally just do a snippet of the page. Like, who cares if I don't finish the page? It'll just carry on being a whip. So it's like, I just need to sit down and film snippets of tutorials and just focus on a technique. So like, just a hair tutorial. Doesn't matter if I don't finish a whole page on the video, because we're just focusing on the hair. Same with the marble technique. I don't have to show the whole thing. I just have to show the section of marble. And yeah, just slowly start doing things like that. It's not going to be this month because I have queued up every single complete collection tour. There is a video coming out every day till the 27th because that complete collection tour was huge. And then that'll be February plans and the wrap-ups and like figuring out what February's fabulous freebie is and all that sort of stuff. So if you have like some artists that you love that you know do freebies, feel free to drop them in the chat as well, because like I've got a list, but I'm always on the hunt for freebies, and you all know that I love being able to link people to free pages because I believe colouring should be accessible for everyone. And so free pages makes it a lot more accessible for a lot more people. So yeah, if you've got any illustrators that you love that you know do freebies, feel free to drop them, because I will gladly put them on my list as a potential for fabulous freebies. US tax system is deliberately confusing to have you work because of capitalism. Sorry, I started reading Vi's line into Smolt's line there. I need to have you work on releasing my videos. Look, I know January is a big filming month. It's a big reason why I don't do it. Like there's a very big trend in the colouring community of doing everything I coloured in previous year. For starters, that would be 300 images. But also, because I know I do that complete collection tour, which is a snapshot of my collection as of the 1st of January. So that shows everything I coloured in the previous year as well. And I like having that, like this is the 3rd year I've done it, and it's really cool to see how much it has changed since 2024 to 2025. Like even the, like the fact that it has to be 18 parts now, because so many of my books have been worked in now. I worked so hard to work in so many books, and it shows, because now the videos, like, there's so many more videos, and yes, there's probably some groups that I could have smushed together and stuff like that, but yeah, it was a lot, but I love it. Now, I made a bit of a mistake there. I started with my really dark pencil and I went way too hard with the dark pencil, so we've lost a lot of the lightness, so I'm going to have to be real careful with this light green and not lose too much more of our light area. And making sure we work this a little bit over the yellow so the two colours blend together. We also have a section of blue that we're working into the green, because of course hair strands, like, you can dye your hair in sections and those sections are going to merge. Yo, you could also draw like a small square and focus on how you render different techniques. Yes, that was another thing that just kind of clicked in my brain, and I was like, why has this never clicked in my brain? I think the only one that I couldn't really do that, and I need to show the whole thing, is if I do lighting. But lighting is also going to be such a big series, and I have so many people who ask me about lighting, and it's like, I don't have words to explain how my brain knows lighting, because genuinely, to figure out lighting, I stare at things. Like, if I'm trying to work out how light works through water, I take a water bottle and I shine a torch through it, and I look at how that light reflects, because that light reflects, and I look at that. It's a lot of staring at things weirdly and seeing how light reacts. So I think it would be better, like that one, to do lighting, I would have to do like a basic one-sided lighting tutorial, then start talking about multiple light sources, then start talking about weird color light sources and how they bounce off each other, and what happens if you've got 16 individual light sources. Yeah, so it's that one would be really hard to explain, because lighting isn't just a one technique. Lighting is so dependent on the piece and your light sources, because of course there's also different types of light. There's bright light, these colored lights, these backlit versus front lit, like, yeah. I have a whole photo album of things I found in the wood to study just for that reason. Yeah. And so I know I get a lot of questions about lighting, and I really wish it was something that I could just sit down and explain. But legit, if I was to do lighting tutorials, I think I would actually need to sit down, script it, break it down into sections, and turn it into a full series, because there is just so much that goes into lighting. It is not a... And the biggest tip I can give you about lighting is just start looking at things. Look at shadows, look at light, look at how things react. There are also free programs out there that will allow you, that do let you like 3D model light sources. I can't remember their names, but there's a couple of websites out there that are really good. Yeah, I find snippets good. If the object is named in the video description, sometimes I'll just search for how to color certain objects rather than watching through the whole video. Yeah, and I think, I don't know why, but for some reason my brain was like, if I start a piece on camera, I need to finish this piece on camera, and it was just that sort of, I don't know why it didn't click in my brain of, you don't have to film the whole thing. Like, it's about what I'm doing the tutorial on, it's not necessarily about the whole thing. Like, this, so I've had this whip for God knows how long at this stage. Many years. And I've kept saying that this would be a really good piece to show marble techniques on, because there's so much stone, right? So it's going to be great for doing marble. Except there's just so much on here that I was like, oh, when I start on this, it's going to be a lot to complete it. And marble is a lot of work. And then I was like, well, no, not really. I could actually just focus on a section. just do a marble on the session. If I don't complete it, I don't complete it. I don't even have to finish the whole thing on camera, you know? So, yeah. And when I realised that, I was like, oh, duh, Amy, just do the section. Like, it's been a whip for 2 years. It carries on being a whip. 2+ years, actually. I think I did this in, like, 2021. But yeah, that's a hope this year, is that I will do a few more video tutorials, but we'll see, because again, video tutorials involve words, and words are hard. Alright, let's sharpen you up a bit. We still need to go back into that green and add in a bit of shadow too. Nope, we're not making the same mistake as last time. I'm going to start with the lighter, because it's very easy for me to over darken certain areas. Okay, and the lines are going too thick, which means my pencil isn't actually fine enough. Yeah, I ended up owing the Uncle Sam the whole $5 because it was just that important to them. Oh. I really shouldn't be using my hand to brush this all away, but I have no idea where my dust brush has gone. Actually, I haven't seen that in a long time. There it is there. Oh look, there's more pencils buried under here too. I really need to clear off my desk. So I'm going to use the pure white on the blue, just so we don't get the ivory affecting it. Oh. See ivory on the green, just so it's a little different. Again, pop out some areas with the white. And I've zoomed you right out so you couldn't see any of that. But yeah, I hope you can see now these three that have just got that little bit more definition and texture. Why, hello, Shadow. Are you going to try and be a pain and come on the desk? I do not want you stepping on this piece of art. God knows where you've been and where your footprints are. You pain in the butt. That's what you're after. I know what you're after. He is helping. He is helping. He's here to remind me that you need to clean your desk so I can actually go to my space. Look, you can actually access the windowsill today. I did start clearing off my desk. I've still got more to clear off my desk because it did become a bit of a dumping ground in the chaos. But, relatively speaking, my desk is a lot clearer than it has been. There's just still some chaos areas. And he can get to the window today. So, hopefully after he's had his snack, or depositing more cat bugs, that is also another possibility, especially because he has been living out in the bush with the summer heat. Even though he's not due another flea treatment for 2 weeks, we may have to do him soon. Because we have found a couple of fleas these last couple of days. Alright, you've had your treats. And you've got so much bits from the forest on you, which is going to make me all itchy now too. It's not more treats. You've had your treats. Go to the windowsill. Here you go. It's open for you. Go investigate. Go watch the birds. You can't stay there. Please don't sit on the camera cord. Your tail is about to hit into the water pot because I haven't also closed that. Come on, up here. It's open for you. There's a whole pathway up there for you today. Come on, up here. Yes, good kitty. No, on the windowsill. Come on. And you're drooling on the desk as well, which is exactly why we moved the artwork. Come on, over here. No, no, no. Oh, Jesus. Come on, you chaos cat. Up in the windowsill. Or settle. You can settle there. I don't care if you sit there. No. I have too many paintbrushes in the paint water holder, or else I would chuck the lid on so you wouldn't be as much of a dangerous fiend around it. Get rid of those so you at least can't rub your neck on all of them and keep knocking it over. Swear to God, you're a shadow monster some days. Cat drill. I will kick you off this desk. Alright. Water is no longer a viable option. Any news on Piggy Wiggy? I don't know if you checked the rescue listings for him at all. We do. We did check this morning. They have a bunch of kittens listed, but they still don't have Piggy Wiggy listed. We still don't have any information on him. So, still waiting to hear. Imagine if he had a broken leg, he could be needing quite a while to heal. He may have also gone to a fosterers to get more socialized, so he could be taking a while to socialize. It's also very possible that one of the volunteers has also just adopted him, so we may not ever see him anyway. Oh my god, not the camera cord. You are chaos cat today. Look, over there, there's your windowsill. Enjoy your windowsill. And he immediately jumps down. I will put you on the floor. He wants pets. This is a problem. He wants absolute pets. He is not being cute today. He's being absolute chaos monster today. This is why he wants pets, so he can also be de-shedded. Cat purr, anyone? now he's going to sit on my pencils. And you're drooling all over my pencils. Gross. Cat fur? Anyone want some cat fur? Alright, you either go and sit on the windowsill or you're going on the ground. Up here. Go sit up there. You cannot stay there. No. And the cat brush actually doesn't do a good job de-shedding him. I need to get a proper shedding brush. The brush I have is technically actually a dog brush that I use to felt yarn. So it's not even like a cat brush. Right, last chance. Go on the window or you're going on the floor. Oh my god, he's settled on the window. Finally. Alright. He's now watching the birds in the window. Swear to God, Chaos Cat. Now the cord's being knocked into a weird place. Pretty sure he bumped the camera. Yeah, cat hat, like how you have a little tongs for eating chips. Yeah. Well, usually having the windowsill free is enough, and he'll go and just chill on the windowsill after he's had some treats and some pets. But he's in clingy mood today, and I think part of it is because we've actually been kicking him out. Not kicking him out, he's been outside by the time we go to bed. So he's not inside overnight, but he does do this in summer. He does disappear in summer and he goes and just hangs out in the bush and becomes basically a bush cat. But then when it starts getting cold is when he comes inside. He really loves just being outside and running around in the bush. But it does mean he's not getting like the cuddles, so that's probably all it is he just wants extra cuddles, which is fine, but also not when I'm streaming. And if he didn't drool all over my desk, I would be less upset about it, but he literally drools everywhere, and then I get these big massive cat drool spots, and he'll come up onto the desk and just destroy and like rub against the camera and knock things over, and it's like, no. So yeah, he's really just wanting attention. That's all it is. He just wants attention. But also, you know, if he's running around in the bush all day, he's also coming back covered in pollens at the moment, which doesn't help. Like, I already feel so itchy just giving him those pets. Which is part of the problem of summer with him. But yeah, he does really love just running around in the bush outside. He's chilling on the windowsill now. We'll see how long it lasts. Giving my spare prismas a spa day. Got them all sitting on a heat pad for a while. Nice. I've never actually tried that with my prismas, but I've only ever had one exceptionally broken prisma, and that was due to how they shipped it, not the quality of the pencil itself. And part of the reason why I really hate buying prismas online from a certain art store, that is the only art store that stocks them, and why I prefer to buy in person, but I don't have access to that art store in person. Speaking of, I just went and looked at my Prisma case for a colour instead of my polys. Alright, so we need like a dark orange, and I actually think we're going to use Sanguine. It better be my spit that is on there and not shadow spit. Need like a good burnt orange. Another thing I do when shading here to keep the tip really sharp is I actually rotate my pencil after every few strokes. That way. Oh, no, are you done? He's looking at the ground. He's contemplating the ground. What? What? I just cleaned the desk of all your fur. You can jump down. If you would stay there, I could carry on and be fine. If you would stay there and not drool all over the artwork. Are you caught up on meds? It's been about an hour since you started up. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2 hours. Are you going to behave? Can I carry on working? If you will stay there, you're actually quite alright. You're not at risk of drooling on anything except for my microphone, which I'm pretty sure is the reason why my microphone is also starting to become a bit faulty. But if you stay there, you're okay. Stay. Nope. You're really not going to let me work today, are you? You need to get some nail clippers and actually trim your nails. It's so cold here, I don't trust that I haven't jostled them around enough to shatter a core myself, especially since I did move into our office a while ago. That's valid. He noticed he had a lack of cat glitter on the desk after his last deposit. Yep. We got more drool on the desk. Kitty is now star of the show. Yeah, he's being an attention hog today. And he just walked around in a circle for no reason. Please don't rub. No, not against the artwork. This paper will not hide your drool. It'll be very obvious you have drooled. Alright, I'll give you some quick scratches. Scritchy, 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 scritchy. Please don't destroy that. Please don't destroy that. You are destroying it. Alright, come here. We're gonna risk you having brought a couple of fleas up from the bush. Clearly want some attention. Now, if you would learn to settle on my shoulder, could it actually colour around you? Settle. Settling. Going into baby mode. New painting challenge. Paint with cat dribble. Honestly. Feels like it some days. He would be a really good cat to do that thing where you put like a canvas and wet paint into a Ziploc bag and then just have him on the desk. Because he like rolls all over the desk, so. Alright. Are you gonna settle? Get your cat drool. Get all your fur. And your bits from the bush. All the pollens. Oh, nose are so itchy now. Not kidding about the cat fur. It's everywhere. I'm going to have to give this room another vacuum as well, because I guarantee it's everywhere right now in the room. Right, you actually going to settle? Might settle there for a while. We might be able to carry on. We're just going to have to do this one-handed. And I cannot reach the zoom in button, so enjoy a faraway view. I have to remember to buy some more treats for him too, because I am starting to run low on a couple of treats. Here it is. Once you put the cat down and have some stretches, will do. I am definitely due some. I think I need to pee again as well. Yeah, he just wanted company. He'll get what he needs, and then he'll jump off and go back to the bush. And go play in the bush again. Honestly, sometimes he forgets he's like 12. He thinks he's just a kitten who can go running around in the bush all day. See? He's had enough. And he's gone. Okay. Freedom! I am due a self-care chicken. Just get all that cat fur off me. So yeah, we will... I know we haven't done much for like the last half hour because of Shadow, but we will put it on a Be Right Back screen. Just because I kind of have to shake some fur off me and it's going to look very inappropriate, so I'm going to put you on the break screen, and I might just pop to the bathroom while I do it too. So I will put you all on a break screen, take this opportunity to also do some self-care, stretch, hydrate, meds, all that good stuff, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Okay, much better. Oh. Alright, I think I managed to shake out most of the cat fur from me, so hopefully that won't mean that I get itchy spots from pollens. Probably still going to be itchy. I've gone to the bathroom and feeling much better. Now we can actually focus on artwork and not a cat. He is of course zoomed right outside and into the bush, into the sun. He got his scratches, he got his treats, and now he's back out to play. Thank you. I hope you all had a good little self-care break and did what you need to do. Oh, excuse me. Oi. I feel incredibly itchy now. I don't think I'm necessarily allergic to cats. I just think I'm allergic to what the cats roll in. Enjoy your lurk, Small. Alright, red. Oh, excuse me. We will have to make sure we take a good nap today because I have quite a bit of work to do tonight, so I need to actually be on it for work. Just loosen it. That's much better. Okay. I have no idea about fixing cars. I am the type of person that is like, the car goes brum. The car was purple. That's my car knowledge. But hopefully they can get it working. Alright, so this... Actually, I started on the pink, but I need to do the purple first because the pink is on both sides, so... There's not much purple around here. Actually, I don't think I've used purple. Yeah, purple, I mean, I used the green for the eyes. Yeah, apart from the little bits of purple in her hair and her flower bracelet and on the balloons, there's not a lot of purple. So purple could be an option for a background colour. If we want to bring in a colour. I know, background's a while away anyway. Something to consider. Now I'm going to take a little bit of black. Just use that directly under the hat. Just to really deepen up that shadow. Just use it to separate out and define some of the sections. Just add in like a really dark section. Not a lot. We don't want a lot of black. Just using it to help us. Okay. So, for the other blue, so we want to avoid using the warm, slightly green toned blues that we used before. We want to pull out cool royal blues, which of course are all littlies, because all my pencils are tiny. So I have, what do I have? I have helio blue reddish. You are actually greenish. I don't want the greenish one. I think this is the one I was wanting. Yeah, cobalt blue. The more royal blue. Pick you out of an extender. And then we have the indigo blue. Good dark blue. Everything gets a really nice sharp tip. So we'll start with the helio. So same thing, we can work again in sections. Start creating our definition. A lot of this section up here is actually in shadow. And I am going to use a little bit of black here just to really define between those two sections, and of course keep up with our hat shadow. Lana is very nice and does give us some hair definition, so we do really know which way the hair strokes follow. Sounds like it's quite a process, Brittany. Now, we've got this one strand that Lana has drawn in here that comes across on top separate, so we're going to use our white to pick this one out of it. Just make it, you're probably not seeing it too much with the pixelization. But there is a little, there you go, there's a little extra strand there. Do a couple of highlights around the edge, but a lot of this sort of curves inwards and wouldn't actually be getting light. So you can see I've gone darker at the bottom and lighter towards the top. So we're just gonna work with that. Itchy, itchy, itchy. then we've got the section in here. So I did get one little blue dot of the hair blue onto the balloon here, but we'll just turn that into a blue dot when we do the balloon. So a little bit more shadows towards the right because that's not getting as much light as the left. All good, Chai. Enjoy your walk. Definitely get that vitamin D while you can. Again, we've got our white. Focusing this more on the left because that's where our light would be coming from. I'm going to use a little bit of black. This bit down here is pretty minor, so we don't really need to do a lot here. Just shade this section in. Now, right now the curve of the hair, like it's all looking like very perfect, but also kind of flat because it doesn't have those flyaways. I prefer to do all the flyaways at the end together at the same time. So we'll get this other half done and then we'll do all the flyaways. Itchy. Okie dokie. So I've got a bit of a bigger section here. So we definitely need to do our dark from the top. So we've got that hat shadow again. We want to make sure we have some contrast between our pink in this section. Marker did bleed a little bit outside the line there, but it's easy enough just to amalgamate it in with the pencils and be like, no, this is on purpose. I don't know what you're talking about. I stayed within the lines perfectly. And if your markers do bleed a little bit, like they have bled a bit down here, this is the flyaways are the perfect way to sort of cover up all that too. Oh, don't forget this tiny little bit down here. even know if satellite radio is a thing here, Brittany. I presume it is. I really have no idea. I hope it all works and you get it all set up. I mean, I presume there's some satellite radio in terms of like communication and stuff, but like a satellite radio station? No idea. I know, I don't even listen to the radio. I use Spotify. I mean, legit, what I play during my streams, this sort of playlist is what I play outside of streams too. Like, lo-fi, chill, instrumental. I play this one because it's copyright free. And we don't get pinged for it. But if I wasn't streaming, it would still be this sort of vibe of music. Just that low, chill. That's what I like to listen to. It's what I like to colour to if I'm not colouring to a video. Excuse me. Sorry. Alright, we've got quite a big curve here, but we can actually split this a little bit because there is sort of like a couple of curves within this curve, so we can make it smaller sections to work on, which makes it a bit easier. Like, that's quite a big section, and big sections aren't our friend. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I can't stop yawning all of a sudden. Honestly, I feel ready to go back to bed. Which is ridiculous because I only got up an hour and a half ago. Whee. Oi. Really can't stop yawning. Sorry. Just moving into that perfect chill zone, I guess. Hope you're all doing well out there. Miss Violet Olivia, hello, hello. How are you going today, lovely? Welcome in, kia ora. So again, like on our other side, we want shadows more heavily on the right since our light is coming from the left. We are working on this page here. It's a super cute Lana green page. Cute little birthday girl. And we're just working on this rainbow here. We're just about finished. Just finishing off the blue. And then we've got a few little strands and stuff to do and bits and pieces. But how are you going, huh? Getting to the point where all these pencils are just about too dull to use, but we're just about there. So G. Pretty sure Shadow dragged in some pollens. Now I can take our white, get this little strand up the top here. Excuse me. Sorry. Like I said, I can't stop yawning today. Here's also one of those things that I can pick at for hours if I really want to. Just adding in more strands, adding in more strands. So we're going to do some of the flyaways, so we want to make sure we have a super sharp pencil, and we're going to work with our lightest blue. Just going to make sure that tip is uber sharp again. And so now we find areas. So with this sweep here, for example, it's just like all nicely tucked in, but it wouldn't be. So we're gonna extend and just kind of follow the shape but outside. I'm gonna do a little piece down there, do a piece coming out the top here, do a longer piece that sweeps up and tucks back in. So it's just kind of exaggerating the curves of what's there, just adding in some loose pieces. And already, just with a couple of extra strands, it looks more realistic, because here, as I said, is not perfectly smoothed and styled. It can be real easy to go over the top of this, so just take it real slow. Sketch in light, because you can always darken. So what I sometimes do is I take my next darkest colour, and then those strands I just coloured in, where it's joining up to the hair, I'll darken it, so it also has some dimension. That was completely off camera, sorry about that. TK Dodo, hello, hello. Welcome in, thank you for the raid. I don't know why my alerts aren't working again. Hey. How are you going, hun? Welcome in. So if you are on Twitch and you're not already, you should hit that follow on TK Dodo. They are a streamer here on Twitch who does play video games but also does some colouring every once in a while. And especially Teresa Goodridge and Pablo's, and it's a really good chill time. It's really fun over there, so you should go and hit that follow. And to anyone who's just joined us via TK Dodo's stream, kia ora, my name is Amy. I am a colourist based in Aotearoa, New Zealand, she, her pronouns, and we are working on a Lana green page, which Smelt very kindly has brought up. It is a free colouring page, so you can actually download it and colour it yourself. We've been working on this rainbow hair today and getting all that done, so yeah, slowly making our way through. Snuck in like a ninja. Indeed you did. What were you up to today, TK Dodo? So we are just been doing a couple of flyaways and creating some additional. My camera seems really dark today. I mean, it does feel like there's not as much light as usual today, which is weird because it is the normal brightness. It just feels really dark in here today for some reason. That's okay. Now we'll move on to this one. Yeah, I'm not sure what is going on with my alerts at the moment, but something's not working. So a couple of little extra strands. So down here where the hair finishes and we see it, this is going to be where we need a couple of them. is playing fantasy action adventure RPG, a very pretty game with lots of dialogue. Ooh, I do love a good RPG. Particularly if there's like really well designed character art and it's just pretty. I'm a sucker for good character art design. Oh good, enjoy your lurk, TK Dodo. I forgot to do the thing about, you know, if you need to do some post-care, self-care stream, you know the stuff. You know how it goes. We're very much in lurky vibes. My brain is lurking in my head right now. You know, such a professional streamer, so entertaining, so full of conversation, so full of thoughts. This just in, artist enjoys art. Surprise, surprise. Alright, so just a few extra strands, but I don't know, it just makes it look better to me when the hair isn't perfect. Like when you do a few of those flyaways, you can go like really crazy with flyaways, so it's real easy to go over the top. And don't forget a couple down the bottom. And then if you really want to, you can also do the same thing with the white on the hair itself and start crossing strands and doing things like that. I don't do that too often. I prefer to keep the hair, I don't know, I like the strokes, but you can do things like here where Lana's drawn in a strand, you can do more of that and have like strands crossing. Can be a bit like much sometimes, but can also break it up in interesting ways. Alright, so the last thing we need to decide is her eyebrows, which I have not based. Does she actually have blue hair? Does she have blue eyebrows? I'm kind of tempted to give her blue eyebrows because that's kind of fun. I mean, we were talking about glitter freckles before, so there's no reason why we can't also give her blue eyebrows. She's some sort of magical fae birthday creature. So eyebrows are very much the same. Just lots of little fine strokes. They tend to be darker towards the end and lighter towards the start. We've already prepped our eyebrow area by colouring the skin underneath it, including the shadows, because eyebrows do create shadows. And eyebrows is just more hair. I am going to extend Lana's lines just a little bit, just to allow for that lighter blue to pop through. Make it clear that the eyebrows are blue. Yeah, she could be a natural blonde and her parents did her eyebrows up to match her hair. Exactly. Like, she's having fun on her birthday. It's her birthday, and for her birthday she wanted rainbow hair, so her parents did her hair rainbow. I would. If my nibblings came to me with their parents' permission, they are, they have very light coloured hair, so I would take my coloured hair dye and dye their hair with the parents' permission, of course, but the actual hair, the hair colours are just pigment. And, you know, you can do it in conditioner to pastelize it a bit, which is what I would do, so it wouldn't be as, like, dark as how I do mine. But it's not like I would need to bleach your hair. I would never bleach your hair. But the colour is just a pigment deposit that washes out, so... Okay. So... I'm going to take the black and I'm just going to go a little bit about the eye line. I don't want to go too heavy here because we don't want her looking like she's wearing fake lashes. Because, you know, as a child. But I do want to make that eye line a bit clearer. Alright, let's do these lips. So I still have all the skin colours out. So lips are basically just a skin colour with a little bit more peach in it. And we may do a little bit of pink in it too, just to warm it up a bit. That was a very cool pink, and then we've got this very warm but very bright pink, which I'm going to add around the edges. This is a baby having fun on her birthday, not a beauty pageant baby. Exactly. Exactly. Like, I have no qualms about kids playing around with makeup because as long as it's sort of explained to them the same ethos that I have about makeup, where it's not about... It's not like, I don't wear makeup 90% of the time, and when I do wear makeup, it's usually because I want to put glitter on my face. It's about having fun. I like putting colour on my face and just playing around in that sense, but, you know, they don't need the makeup, so... It's the same thing if the nibblings asked once I got permission. Because, you know, you probably should check and just be like, look, we're just going to have a face painting day. I have painted the nibblings' faces before. We did, like, face painting for a while there. That was fun. Turned ourselves into butterflies. Alright, so I'm going to take a little bit of the purple. Steal back this blue extender. So the purple was one of our shadow tones, so I'm going to use this to shadow up the lips. Not in too heavy because we don't want to actually add a purple tone. We'll add in a little bit of our brown shadow colour. Alright, there's her lips done. So we got the balloons and the ribbons. Scale that one back for the blue. Might as well do all the blue since we've got all the blue in the extenders currently, and then we can do the balloons. Since we have some nice sharp blue pencils, we might as well do all this first. And then we don't have to change between all the extenders because I don't quite have enough extenders for all my tiny little pencils. Even though I have quite a few extenders, could still do with some more of them. Just because I have a lot of tiny pencils. So it's the same colours as before, but instead of working in the, you know, streak, this time we are working in small tiny circles to create smooth gradients. So even though it's the same colours, it'll look different because the blending technique is different. So many little fiddly strings. Still no dispatch notification. Oh, sounds like we have a truck out in the cul-de-sac. Alright, now we can take white and black and use the black to deepen shadows. Use the white to highlight edges. Again, our light source is coming from the left, so trying to keep that in mind. It's more a top light source as well, so it filters into it. Oh, I went a little over onto the balloon there. Easy cleanup. Welcome back from your walk, Chai. Enjoy your lurk. We're having a very chill colouring day today. I never even asked if anyone else was working on any colouring projects. Hope they are going well if you are colouring along. Alright. Ribbons. So much work just to get the ribbons. They're small but tiny and fiddly. Right. Balloons. So we want these to stay as white balloons. Now, if we were being accurate, we should also reflect color. Like the hair here should reflect, the skin should reflect, the dress should reflect, which I may add on later. So I'll see how I feel about it after I've just done the shadows. Oh, no, you're cold grey. We actually want warm greys for this, because we've done sort of like a warmish white. Quick question. Just want to see if I'd ever saying, could having a blog about science topic for a couple of years and back in 2018 count as previous experience to a role that includes communicating science to the public? That definitely counts. Yeah. No, for certain. Okay, I'm starting with warm grey 3. So again, Lana has actually given us all of the shadows in here. We're just going to smooth out the blending a little bit. We're not even going to worry about colouring in the whole thing. The main reason we're doing this is working over where those shadows are marked will mean we'll work over the alcohol marker, and that will also help grey those down and tone those in. So that's a lot of what we're doing here. Do need to go a little darker some of these areas. You don't want to give the illusion that these are grey balloons, so we just want to add in those little shadow tones. Just blend out the grey that's already been put in here. Oh, I can't remember the wording I used when I was talking about, because I used, give me 2 seconds. I know it's in my drive. Because I used the example of streaming and the fact that we promote mental wellness here as a example of how I use my my platform and my degree. Yeah, so I now use my learning and experience to work as an advocate, using my online platform to have discussions surrounding mental health, disability, identify, while encouraging positivity and strength within people. So that's how I use streaming as an example of, I call it a platform. But yeah, definitely, like, it can be folded in. The thing about experience and filling out experience, a lot of things count as experience, not just actual work employment. It's just finding the right words to describe said experience. Hi, Amira. Welcome in. How are you going? Thank you. We are slowly getting there with the balloons. I'm going to use our ivory to match this sort of light pale off-white colour. Use that just to blend out our grey a little bit more. Definitely makes sense. And saying platform is even better because it's much more neutral and avoids any potential, what's that word, that might lower the chance of employments. Yeah, connotations. Yeah. And so much of business these days are online. So if you can say, like, you know, that you have an online platform, it becomes a lot more like, oh, you're, I don't know, social media savvy or something. Depends on the role, but yeah. So basically what we're going to do is we're shading the balloons up to a certain point, and then I need to decide if we're doing reflections, because if we're doing reflections it's going to add in a little bit more work, but it would look more accurate. But I have to decide the red colours. I think it would look better if we do the reflections, because they are meant to be shiny white balloons. So we'll take our white pencil, and in the center of our brightest area we're just going to dull down any dots that are around where the highlights might be. Just give them a little bit more difference. So it's like a little clearer that, hey, maybe this side's a bit lighter. Won't be much of a difference. That's a little something. Again, there's not much contrast in the excuse me. Stretchies. Ugh. Right, so before we start reflections, let's figure out this red, because that is, apart from the little white areas of the dress, which we've already pulled out the whites for the greys, that's not an issue. We just need to figure out the reds, and because it's more of a like corally pink red, so I think we want some pink carmine. Might actually need a test sheet. Actually, no, you might be too pinky. Yeah, there's our light tone. Rose carmine. I knew it was the Carmine family, I just had the wrong part, Carmine. Deep Scarlet will work there. We do have a couple of reds that we pulled out for the hair. What are you? Yeah, you'll work. And then there was like a really... this one. 194. It's getting more into the purple fam. I think we're actually better to go brown here for our shadow. And to keep it consistent, let's pull out our Van Dyke. Yeah, I think that would be tie in more together. And then that gives us that more... I'm completely off screen here. Gives us a more pinky peak. So we've got the Rose Carmine. The Deep Scarlet Red, the Middle Cadmium Red, and then Van Dyke Brown, and that'll give us a bit of a tone. We're losing a little bit of the oranginess of it because we did use sort of like a coral pink, but it will still, it's still red but in a slightly warmer red palette. Vi does give excellent input, excellent advice. Suzanne, hello. Love this. She just keeps on becoming more and more amazing. I would have considered her done the first night, probably. Seriously need to level up. Pieces are the colouring is done when you say it's done. So if you're done on the first night, you're done on the first night. I have pieces where I know I could work it more and I'm just like, I'm done. I'm over it. I am happy with it as is and I'll walk away. I have a piece that I finished yesterday and I know I could work that a lot more. But I was like, nah, I'm done. I'm happy with it as is and I'm ready to call it done. So I just called it done. A series about light you talked about, are you really thinking about doing it? It would be very helpful. It's something that I've thought about for a long time doing. I'm not going to promise it's going to be even within the next few months because again, it is the sort of thing where I'm going to have to sit down, script it, which is actually something that I really struggle with. I like sitting here chatting with you while I color is a lot easier for me than trying to sit down and do a formal tutorial. Like we went through how I did hair and I was just naturally talking about that as I did the hair on camera. Because I don't think about my process. I just do things and then assess and go, cool, let's add in more of this here. Or I'll try this. A lot of the time I do things and I don't know what I'm doing and I'm making it up as I go along. Which makes it hard when people are like, how did you do this? And I have to sit down and think about it because I don't think about it. It's just, oh, this needs more brown. This needs more blue. This needs this. This needs this. So a lot of my colouring is just in response to what's there. Which does make it hard, but there are certain things that I'm aware that I naturally consider that I don't think other people consider, like the light reflections and how colour bounces off things. And again, that just comes from my weird obsession of staring at things, of looking at like how something sits in the light and looking at how that light pattern happens. So it's trying to find a way to get that knowledge that's in there that I don't really think about, I just know, into a way that I can pass it on that is clear and understanding and makes sense. And as I was saying before, light is not going to be a one-part series because light is incredibly complicated and lighting is so different dependent on your piece. It depends if it's set at sunrise, sunset, middle day, morning day, nighttime, if it's cloudy, if it's rainy, if it's bright sunshine, you know, if it's even autumn, winter light is completely different to spring, summer light. Even spring, summer light is different and autumn, winter light is different. Like, you know, seasons can make a difference. And then it's like, is it natural light? Is it artificial light? Is it colored light? Like, is it a blue light, a yellow light, a white light, a warm light, a cool light? And then the objects that are in there, are they transparent? Are they opaque? Are they shiny? Are they matte? Are they something that absorbs light? Something that is highly reflective? there's so much that goes into light that it is not like a here's a light tutorial. It is going to have to be a series where we talk about different things, like where your light source comes from. Does it come from the left? Does it come from the right? Does it come from the back? Does it come from the front? And even in doing that, even if you have a heavy one-handed light source, there's secondary light all the time. There is light that bounces off things and reflects onto other things, which causes another light source that's like a secondary light source that's much duller than the original light source and has to factor in reflected light. And yeah, I love light. Light is fascinating to me and I stare at it a lot, but it is an incredibly complicated subject to try and explain. So yeah, this is where if I was to do this, I'm going to have to sit down, script out how I do light, break it down into a massive amount of series because it's a lot. Figure out like how to start with a more like one-sided basic light source, just like how to shade with one light source, and then you know how that changes if you take that one source and you move it from the right or the left to the right, to the back, to the front. Is it down low? Is it up high? How does that change how your shadows go? And then after you've done that, then you can start looking at, whoops, hit my camera, sorry. Start looking at a secondary light source and how that factors into it. And that's where maybe strengths of light could be talked about. And then you've got colored light and how does different colored lights affect things, and like it's a lot to cover. So I'm not saying straight away we're going to do a light source tutorial, but it's something that's on the mind, but it's going to take a lot of breakdowns. Hello, yellow beans. Hello. Apologies, none of my alerts are working today, so sneaky raid. But hello beans, how are you? Yellow beans on Twitch with 2Z is also Sophie_colors on YouTube. Colors with a U, because British spelling. They are a wonderful colorist who does a lot of like Alan Robert coloring, but also lots of other bits, even sometimes some embroidery too. Very cool channel. Make sure, if you're not already, give them a follow, check them out. I hope you had a good stream today. And Solar Symphonies, kia ora, welcome in. For all our new friends, hello, my name's Amy, aka Amy Water Art. I am a colorist based in Aotearoa, New Zealand, she, her pronouns, and we've just been discussing my goal to eventually do a lighting tutorial on the complications of lighting. Yeah, I'm feeling alright. I'm feeling very itchy today. We had Shadow Monster, the cat, infiltrate the desk for ages and would not leave, and got his fur everywhere, and he's been living in the bush, so he's covered in pollens, and now I just feel itchy and I just want to go as you do. But we're doing all right. I am working on this page here, which if you want, you can do !project in the chat, Eva chat, and it will come up to a link because this is a freebie page. So we've been slowly working on this. We're just pulled out our colors for the red dress and the red hat, which is, we just got the plate / hat and the dress left to go, and we're just going to do some reflex on the balloons, so that's why we're kind of talking lighting reflex and stuff like that. But yeah, we're doing already. Doing all right. Very interesting info. Seems I love the word about. That's all good. Yeah, so the lighting tutorial is something I have talked about for many years of doing, and with my realization that I don't need to color the whole picture. Okay, lighting seems a little bit more obvious, but yeah, like I said, it takes me having the spoons to sit down and script, which is something I don't do for my videos because I'm not a professional YouTuber, but I do want to sit down, try and figure out how to script lighting in, but it's going to take me trying to figure out intuitiveness into words, which is the thing I struggle with the most. Yeah. But it is a goal eventually to get a tutorial out for lighting, but I might start with some of the other tutorials that are promised. Again, it's not going to be this month. I mean, I've already got a month worth of videos uploaded anyway, but yeah, it's not going to be this month, but Eventually. And in the meantime, I mean, I will keep talking about lighting as a color on live stream because that's easier for me. But it does make it hard if you want to, like, refer to something. Okay. So, reflex. We need blue for the ribbons. We're going to pull our grey back out. We've got the pink for the red area. We also want some peach for the skin. I think that will actually be about it. Because, yeah, we just got a bit of skin, a bit of dress, lots of skin, lots of hair. Okay. That should do. And we'll bring the ivory over too, just in case we need that. And, of course, we need extenders, because all my pencils are tiny. Thank you so much, Yellow Beans. I really do like how it's coming together. It's been a lot of fun working on it. So what we're doing here is very, very lightly, we're just going to blend in a little bit of colour. And again, we're working super, super lightly here with the pencils, because these are shiny white balloons, so they're gonna pick up colours of what's around them. So we've got a bit of here. And then likewise up here, we would also get a bit of blue up here. So, I'll bring you right in so you can see we're working really, really lightly. We can always darken here. We don't want the same intensity of the object that we're reflecting. And so here where our reflect is going into a more white area, we'll use our ivory just to help blend it out a bit. We can even pull out our white to blend it. We've also got our light grey. So we're still going to try and avoid the high points, which is where we used our white pencil over the dots to make them slightly lighter. Those are getting more direct light reflex, so we don't want to have reflections from the objects around because they are reflecting the pure light. Whereas this, because light hits an object and refracts off it, it's like the light is coming down here, hitting her cheek, and then bouncing back onto here. But then at the same time, the light is coming this way, so we've got a direct light hitting here. So that is going to be more powerful than the refracted light from here, because this has to bounce and reflect. Ugh. So that is also why we do a little bit of the color reflecting, but the powerful light spot would cancel out the peach reflecting all the way across. I hope that makes sense. Refracted light and color bouncing from objects is just fascinating to look at. Seriously, take like a colored glass. If you have like a glass cup that is a color that is, you know, like blue glass or something like that, even like a beer bottle or an empty drink bottle, and shine a torch through it and just look at how that light comes out and then like bounce it onto different objects. It's real fascinating. A little bit of peach there. Just going to do a tiny bit of peach at the bottom here of the balloon, so really wouldn't be getting a lot at that point. I would, however, be getting a little bit of the ribbons reflecting. Again, these are shiny white balloons. So and this is why we did all the grey shadow work first, so that we could just come in here. Now these ribbons here are touching right against the balloon, so the blue reflecting off them would be pretty close by. It wouldn't really extend out too far. Whereas this ribbon here, in actuality, would be causing a bit of a shadow, which hasn't been sketched on there, and I just realised that was missing. So we're going to just sketch that on there and leave a little bit of a gap because this ribbon is in front. Just a little bit of a shadow. Front of it, just put little touches of blue. Again, not much, just a little touch of blue. Yeah, I think lighting is going to be a series, like starting with a single light source on an object, and then how taking that same object but moving the light source around would be changes how the object would look. So just taking a simple ball, shading it with like one-sided light, and then you can talk a little bit about how light bounces off the object onto the surface and stuff like that. So that could be like part one, and then part two we take that same ball but we move the light source around in different areas. So we talk about like if it's backlit, if it's lit from the right, if it's lit straight down, if it's lit from like the bottom, different things like that. And that would talk about how to like think about where your main light source is, and then from there we could do the next part, which is like what happens when you got two light sources and you've got a predominant light source but maybe you've got a secondary light, and that could be a time to also talk about the colors of the light as well, because that would also show it really clearly when you got two different colored light sources. And then from there look at a whole piece maybe and talk about like how it changes with like colors and glow lights, and you know, if you've got like 16 light sources or something, like you're in a forest and you've got lots of little dots that are glowing or stuff like that. I just did that on entirely the wrong side because I wasn't thinking. Luckily it's so light, it's pretty easy to remove. Just go back over that with the grey. So this part of the blue ribbon reflection would be right up against it because it is right next to the balloon here. Again, we're not trying to go to the same intensity of the blue. We're just trying to transfer a little bit of colour because we've got shiny white. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I do know it's something I do want to do. I just can't promise when it's going to be because it is a big task for me to do. So I'm actually going to grab a little bit of the blush colour that we used, and I'm just going to add in just a little bit more warmth to this colour here. Just add in a little bit more pigment. Right, same thing for the dress. So we're using the lightest colour that we're going to be using on the dress. I'm actually going to blend it out with the blush colour too. we'll even use a little bit of the skin tone, even though it's meant to be about the red of the dress. They're good colours to blend out with. I'm completely off camera. So sorry. And I say this, and I know I'm not like perfect at lighting. I still muck up lighting. Lighting is complicated and difficult, but really, really fascinating. Gonna darken in there just to make that really clear that that's a shadow void area. I'm actually going to deepen the shadows around here because there's a little bit more. They're not quite overlapping each other, but there would be a little bit more shadow up here. And now we know we can go just a little bit more intense on the blue here. Better to start lighter and build up the tone. And as I said, we won't bring it in too far because we are dealing with an area of direct light. Close to midnight here, need to go to bed. Good night, Susan. I hope you get a wonderful night's sleep. And this edge would also be getting quite a strong direct light, so fade down those spots up there. So again, the white of the polychromos really doesn't add in a lot, but it does dull down the colour slightly on the balloons. I can also go in with a Prisma and really block out some of those colours. But the idea is that it will give us just a little bit of contrast between the areas where the colour is the most vivid. Yeah, most of our reflected colour is really on this balloon. A little bit of peach down here because it's fun. Really want to be too strong there. So yeah, it's one of those subtle little things that probably doesn't really pick up all that much, but just adds a little bit of detail. And we could go even further with the colour, just a little bit more. But we should really extend up the shadow up here a little bit more. So again, one of those things where I could pick at for hours. Small but adds so much to the picture. Exactly. Sometimes those little things are just what makes a big difference to the page. Up here, chicken. We'll do a good stretch. Oh. And then what I will do is I will show you how I'm going to shade the dress. And that way, if I decide to carry on with this outside of stream and finish it off, because it will be the last thing left, you all should have the information of how I shaded it at least. Because if I get in the mood to carry on with it, I might carry on with it tonight. So again, we've got our 4 colours. Our Van Dyke Brown, which is really our shadow area. And then we just work through the gradient. Again, we're working with Lana's shading here. So she's given us excellent shading for the dress. So we're just really keeping in mind that we have a light coming this way. So for example, inside the sleeve here is getting almost no light. Just working in small concentric circles to put smooth layers of colour down. I can bring you in a bit. Try not to block the path. So because there's not really much light under here, the only area that's getting our lightest colour, the rose carmine, is really around the edge where the light would be hitting. And if I was going to also use Posca to go over the outlines, this is an edge where I would remove the outlines because the black is a colour that recedes back and is read often as a shadow. But this is meant to be where the light is hitting it, so there shouldn't really be any shadow lines there. So that would be an area I would put some Posca. Oh, sorry. Didn't get a chance to mute. Oh. And if need be, after doing this piece, if I think I need to deepen this even more, I might go in with some dark sepia, just on like the absolute darkest areas. In fact, we'll just do a little bit now, right across, right in the corner. Just really deepen up in there. But yeah, that's going to be it for the whole dress, essentially. Slowly working through. It's going to be like the skin where it just takes a while, but it's necessary. I like to work dark to light. That makes sense for my brain. Even though you can always darken. But you can't lighten, but for some reason my brain works with dark to light. Gonna head out now, but thank you as always for the cozy. All good chai. You have a wonderful rest of the day. Itchy. Alright, 2 seconds, so sorry. Ah, itchy nose. We are going to take a little bit of sepia again. I am moving into my happy zone out place. There's something quite methodical when you're colouring like this, because you're just doing lots of little circles, and it just, I know, I often find myself zoning out while I do this. That's why I did the rest of the skin off camera, because I knew it was going to be a zone out. It's probably going to be like this for most of the dress, where I'm just going to end up zoning out a bit, because it's just like tons and tons of little circles. It's just easy to zone out to. It's that good sort of methodical, mindless colouring sometimes. When you're working on something like a dress where it's just this big expanse of an area, it's all the same colours, and it's just like circle, 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 next colour, circle, 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 circle. It makes for such a fascinating stream. Get the colouring zone on. Yeah. I actually don't use TikTok, so I find myself getting lost in the application. It feeds too much onto the, like, you know, watch another video, watch another video, watch another video, and it's been 8 hours. So I won't even let myself get the app on my phone anymore. I don't know what it is. Like, Instagram and YouTube Shorts don't have the same problem. But yeah. There's no point stressing about it until it happens. Something else will take its place. It'll be what it'll be. So if we get to this being finished, or I end up finishing, like we won't finish it on camera today, but if I do end up finishing it off stream, because as I said, what's left now, I've shown you the basics of how I'm going to color it, but it's a lot of this. It's a lot of just slowly building up, so I may end up doing it off camera. I obviously still have the background to figure out, so we may do the background on stream. I just may get inspired and do all the rest of this off stream, which may happen, and I do apologize. I do try to keep like a page specifically for stream, but if I get inspired, I may just get it done. But I do know what we're working on next on stream. We will be moving on to Neko, the Kitty Pirates page. Yeah, I saw that these an episode tonight. That's awesome. I put up a Critical Role colouring page that I did with Erica about colours on Instagram yesterday. It was such a fun page to do. Made me want to rewatch The Mighty Nine. I have been working on the Fern book as well. Just starting with the first page, which I'm doing off camera to just get a feel for the paper, and then once that's settled, I'll start page 1 on camera. Also, it meant that by the time I was hopefully done with the first page, I would have had all the complete collection tour videos rendered, and then can remove them off my hard drive to have room, because that was a thing. Pirate Cats, yeah! I'm excited for Pirate Cats. I'm really looking forward to starting it. We'll just be starting with the basing. I've still got like 2 months, not 2 months, but next month is, we're doing a Jan-Feb buddy with it, so we don't have to like rush it in any stage, but I would like to get the basing done and get the colours sorted. All good, Amira. Enjoy your pizza. Yeah, I'm excited for Pirate Kitties. It's a page that I have loved since the beginning, and it's the other one that when we were trying to figure out what page to do, it was a tie between Rainbow Candy Village and Pirate Kitties, so it's like, wow, I love both of them. We'll do Rainbow Candy Village first, which we did, and now we're getting on to Pirate Kitties. Honestly, I can see myself completing the whole Neko book. Freaking love it. So cute. I'm at where Caleb tries to undo. Ah, you're up to a very good point. I need to carry on with campaign 3. I got up to Emily Axford's and the other one's guest appearance, and I just took another break from it. I actually ended up starting, surprise surprise, Supernatural last night. That was okay. I'm trying to give it some time, but I have been saying for a long time, and you'll see it when we I think it's actually in tonight's complete collection video when I do the fandom books, because I have a Supernatural book that I've never coloured in, and so you'll see there's a note in there that basically I was giving myself 2025 to watch Supernatural, and because I didn't want to unhaul the book before watching the series, but I also couldn't see myself colouring that book, but I didn't want to remove it before I had watched the series and gone, oh yep, no, I do like the series, now I'll colour in the book. So yeah, I ended up starting it randomly last night, and I think I watched like 6 episodes or something, and yeah, like it's alright so far. Like I haven't fallen, like it feels very formulaic, which is the only thing. Like they stumble across something, they can't figure out what it is, something else happens, they have to save people, oh, they figure out what it is, they defeat it, happy, good times. Like right now it feels very formulaic, but I'm giving time for it to develop, because it's only the first few episodes. I mean, it's 15 seasons, so obviously something gets in along the way. Border, yeah, he really was. I do enjoy Perfection. Hello, hello. Yeah, no, I did say, basically, I've given myself this year to watch Supernatural, and I want to give myself like a couple of seasons, because again, there's 15 seasons, so I imagine it changes and develops. But I'll watch a few seasons, and if I haven't like fallen in love with the show, maybe I will get rid of the book. Or I could just enjoy the show but still not feel the need to colour in the book, and then I'll unhaul the book. Or something might happen and I might actually be into the show, and then I'll have an excuse to work in the book. So, yeah. Welcome in, Perfection. I hope you're doing well. We are very slowly working on this page. Yeah, you can see, I mean, the camera's blowing it out slightly, but you can see the difference between the rendered and the unrendered. It's just a lot smoother. But it is going to be a lot of just pushing shadows and deepening certain areas. Just building those tones up. I also need to sharpen all these pencils, because this works best with a very sharp pencil. Talk Supernatural, yes. I like Supernaturals, but it's not one of my favourite shows, but now also sometimes use it as background noise. That's how I kind of felt last night starting it. Like, it was good background noise, but yeah, I just, again, I'm giving it some chance. It feels like different shows going from the first seasons into the later ones. That's what I'm suspecting, because again, I literally have just started it for the first time, and I watched the first 5 or 6 episodes, and it felt very formulaic. Again, I can predict the storyline every time. So, and like, spooky horror is not also my cup of tea. Like, it's not actually the focus of it, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, and so I want to give it some time to develop, so I do want to watch a few seasons, because again, it's 15 seasons. I'm not going to judge a 15 season show on season 1, because if it's carried on that long, obviously there's a reason how it's keeping up with the longevity. But again, the whole point of me doing this is because I want to find a reason to work in the Supernatural colouring book, but I couldn't bring myself to unhaul it until I'd seen the show, because right now I have no desire to work in the colouring book, and I don't see myself working in it. But after I watch more of the show, maybe I'll be drawn to colour in it. Pencil sharpener or sandpaper? It's going to have to be sandpaper for this one. This one is very close to nub retirement. Most of them probably only just need a bit of sandpaper, to be honest. Most of them just need a bit of a sharper point. But yeah, this one's very close to retirement. This one would also go into retirement if I could frickin' get it out. First season is like Monster Hunter creature features with lots of screams. Yeah, and that's what I'm kind of getting, is that I imagine the first season was them finding their feet. So again, I'm not going to judge it just on the first season, but we'll carry on through, because I have a Supernatural colouring book that I've just never been drawn to. And I don't want to unhaul it until I've given the show a good chance. Because if I unhaul it and then I finally started the show and I was like, oh, I actually really like this show, then I'm going to regret unhauling the book. So it's like, alright, well, we just need to make a point of watching the show. But I also know me, I can't sit and watch 15 seasons worth of a show all at once. So I'm kind of saying I'd like to try and get through maybe 3 seasons. And then I'll switch to something else. Probably switch back to Critical Role. It's about time I go back to Critical Role. Did 60 episodes and then it's like, nah, time for a break. I also have to pull out the book because I want to see if because it's got some stills from the show in it, so I'm kind of wondering if it's just like if it is using season 1 stills or what season the actual coloring book is based on. If I can figure it out. It may even say in the book. As of Campaign 3, episode 118, we're at a good story climax. Excellent. Yeah. Well, I'm about halfway because I'm around 60-ish. I think I've was up to the second part of Critical Role. Not Critical Role. The second part of the guest. I think I've watched 2 episodes, or they were in a town. They were in a town and they were talking about the stone and the people that had disappeared. Yeah, it just kind of felt like it was a good point to just kind of stop and step away for a moment. Plus, I was just kind of needing to watch something else for a while, which is what happens. Been working on my Forest Kingdom. Oh my god, I'm loving how it's turning out. It's all glittery. We love a glittery page here. Oh god, I feel ready for a nap. Which is ridiculous, but I do feel absolutely shot again. I still feel very, very drained. Even though I am drinking an energy drink and had multiple cups of coffee before stream as well. Probably actually need to have some proper fruit because I just had watermelon for breakfast, which was a delicious breakfast and I highly recommend, but I probably need to have some actual food. I have leftovers, so it's not like it's a hard effort to go and heat them up either. It's just chuck it in the microwave. And I have the microwave in my room, so it's not even like hard to heat up. Because the fridge is in my room. The microwave is in my room. Still not going to do it. Because the leftovers is gochujang stew. So it's a bit messy for eating while I do this. If you need to nap, listen to your body. Yeah, I'm sure part of it is just also like I was saying, I just need to actually eat some proper food as well. I think I also need to go to the bathroom again. Again, I had a lot of cups of coffee before starting stream. I think we will end before the hour anyway, because like I said, I've got a lot of work to do tonight and I'm gonna need all the spoons, so I'll try and get this section finished, and then we might just call it a little early today so I can have a chance to actually eat lunch and then go and curl up and take a good nap, because I'm gonna need all the spoons today for work. I've got a lot to do tonight. What we'll do is we'll finish off this section that we're working on. This one's a little lighter. It's getting a little bit more light. It's a little bit more in front. And then the only other thing to quickly show you is literally just going to be the buttons, but we've kind of done what we're going to do for the buttons. So we have some interesting shading that's been done in here. We have a highlight point. I think the shading's been done to show the highlight point. We're literally just going to use our warm greys and just blend out and refine the shading that's there. So the buttons and the white trim are not going to be much. And it's just using warm grey 3 and 4. It's basically going to be the buttons. It's really straightforward. So the buttons aren't even a different one. Yeah. Thank you for shouting out, Winter. You're going to head to another meeting, so I'll see you in the next one. Fantastic. Yeah. As much as I want to carry on, I am actually due pain meds, and I kind of need to take a break anyway, and I don't want to take a break and then work for 15 minutes and then take a break. So I think it's actually probably a good point to call it. It's almost a 4-hour stream again, but not quite. But we'll do the self-cares. I'm going to go to the bathroom, eat some food, take a few minutes to relax and unwind, and then basically go and have a nap, because I feel shot. I feel absolutely drained. And we're going to listen to the body, because as I said, I got a lot to do tonight. But you've seen the process now for how I'm going to colour the dress, so I may carry on with the dress outside of stream and have that all done. So on Sunday, when we come back, we're either going to carry on, if I haven't done anything more, do the background if I decide I want to do the background on stream, or have figured out the background, or if I do all of it off stream or haven't decided on the background, we will start on Nalco and go on to Pirate Cats. So, and I am very excited for Pirate Cats, so it's probably going to be Pirate Cats, to be honest, because I really do want to get the basing done on them. Just clean up all my pencil marks around the edge. But yeah, thank you so much for being here once again. I hope you've enjoyed seeing the process and my little mini hair tutorial that we ended up doing and talking about light and all that sort of good stuff. As I said, we will be back on Sunday, which is in 2 days, because it's Friday here in New Zealand. 2 days. Time should be 9 AM, unless I'm running late again. So if I'm running late, it'll be 10 AM. But yeah, should be 9 a.m. Keep an eye out on the YouTube for the schedule and socials and all that good jazz. You know how it goes. Look after yourself. There will be also videos coming out tonight. I believe tonight is the fandom books, and then there's another one scheduled for tomorrow, which I think are my Asian books. I don't know. There's a lot of videos coming out. As I said, there's a video scheduled every day until the 27th. So there's a lot of videos coming out as well. So yeah, enjoy all the content. Look after yourself. Enjoy your colouring. Thank you so much for chilling here today, and take care. And I will see you all in the next stream. Bye.